Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming back or tuning in to another human narrative at Rad Inc. in Melbourne, Florida. Thank you to those who are at home streaming on the tube of the U. And yeah, not the U, just the tube.
Well, no,
Wait, no, wait.
Yeah.
We're not doing this.
I could bring Robbie, but not his leg.
That's true. That'd be a really sad day.
Not his leg and not him.
Yeah. I could bring my wheelchair, but not my leg. Yeah. All right. So, we are at. Thanks, Donna. I want to thank Zach and his lovely counterpart Megan for taking time to come and make us look beautiful. I know, like they kind of are each other's emotional support animals. So, to have them here together is a beautiful thing. Just kind of like me and Donna, as you carry your emotional support human with you through life. But yes, tonight, the topic of the human narrative is expectations. So if you had expectations of this being a normal introduction, fuck you. That didn't happen. And yeah, I'm allowed to do this because I'm the MC. But this is about expectations. That's a topic for the evening. And if you're not familiar with the human narrative, what the human narrative is it is a night where we come together and we share stories. And through the story sharing and telling, we connect and feel each other's oneness together and like not aloneness. And like we're doing this all as the same person or like living the same thing. It makes sense once you pay attention, once you watch it. Doing a bad job explaining it tonight. And so if you had expectations of me doing a great job tonight, I think I'm doing a fine job. So if it's not great to you, I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry is where I live now. And I feel like I am great. Oh, haha. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun playing these fun little games that Donna loves to have. Yeah, it's fun when you're on the knowing side. It's not so expectations of games is they're supposed to be fun, but sometimes the fun of the game is like playing it from one side or the other, and sometimes the challenge is not killing your friend for being an asshole with some of the games she brings in. Bro, we do conventions and she like has rooms of giant tattooed men just like fucking like not allowed to say a certain word, otherwise they had to do push-ups and like, dude, all kinds of wild shit. And like, you dropped your pocket, and like these dudes fucking giggle like children. So like, she's out there doing like the Lord's work, doing inner child work and shit, right? And like, until I did as much inner child work as I've done recently, I was kind of like, bitch, what are you doing? Stop being stupid in front of my friends. Now I'm like, oh, you think it's cute, and you're helping them connect to the inner child. What a good time. So expectations are a weird thing. They happen everywhere. Try not to have too much of them. But so one of the things I always do that I didn't do is this night wouldn't be a thing if it wasn't for Mr. Chad Talley. He did this thing where he texted me and he said, like, I need to talk to you, and like, I don't that's like dad energy. Like, nah, dog, just tell me now. Like, am I in trouble? Fuck, like, so he's like, I got to talk to you in person. I was like, all right, and then I was like, you sure we can't just do it in text? No, got to talk in person. So like, and now I understand why. Like, my expectations of how that conversation should have gone, right? It went perfect. And these nights continue to go perfect. And the expectations that I used to have on, enough attendance, just so many different things. Now I just focus on what the fruit of the night is going to bring. I've learned to celebrate a small crowd, and I've learned not to say I'm happy for a small crowd because it means it's not going to go long. We proved that proved that. What did you said? Yes, you did. You did. So I hope you don't do it again. But that's the cool thing. These nights just kind of happen as they're supposed to happen. He told me that we got to do this thing. It's really cool. We did it in Virginia, and I'm like, okay, let's do this. And I had no idea like the impact it was going to make on my life or anyone else's lives. And I've seen a lot of positive life change from these rooms. A lot of connection. A lot of new relationships. A lot of old relationships coming back together. Some struggles and it became obvious. Oh, there we go. It became obvious that we had the strength to overcome the things because we overcame the things in those moments, right? Like the expectation that this fucking microphone was going to work. Right, and at least I'm loud enough where you can pick up something somewhere, I think, and if not, hey, that's what happened right now. Dude, man, yeah, I had a fucking hell of a day, an amazing day, but like, holy shit, the expectations, I had no idea what to expect. Whoa! Like, days can just blow your fucking dick off in the best way, and today was one of those days. And it's been a really fucking difficult week because my expectations are life is supposed to be easy. And, that doesn't happen all the time. So, yeah, man, back to finishing this story. So, yeah, Chad was like, let's do this thing. It's cool. And, like, the impact that it's had has been amazing. I can't believe that we've been doing it over a year now. And it's just turning into something really cool, and I love it. And it's turned into something really cool. And there's, like I said, there's been a lot of beauty. So my expectations of it were always it needed to be like a packed house, and that meant you did a good night. And like the intimacy of this crowd really brings me tons of fucking joy already. So like, shut the fuck up, heckler. But I love you. But yeah, like it's the expectations used to fuck me up a lot, me and Chad had expectations that the first night was going to go easy, and it did not. I used to want to fucking throw things if Zach couldn't come because like I still do want to throw things, but like I control it better. But like I have to get to this thing of like, man, we're doing this because we want to, not because we have to, because we get to. And like if my man's sick, like my man's sick, and like my man always loves coming. So like if he doesn't show up, it's because he like literally shouldn't be here. So like I have to have that talk with myself of like, you don't get it the way you want it, man. You have to have a primitive stream, and you're lucky that you fucking have Chad that knows how to do this streaming stuff without Zach here. So like all these different expectations that I've put on this night and this business, and now after the week that we've had transforming the interior of the business, and like we've been doing a lot of work, man, I think something happened that weekend in the woods, which talk about that later, but I went to this thing called the New Warrior Training Adventure. It's put on by the Mankind Project. David was there. He was one of the facilitators, and it was a lot of deep shadow work. And I'm always the one, I'm like, oh, fucking my expectation of shadow work is like, okay, cool, so as soon as I'm out of the work, I fucking just like go ahead and make like everything changes, right? No, it doesn't happen. You have to fucking like all kinds of weird shit happen between then and now, and now things like are starting to feel better finally, for this moment. And I'm realizing, oh shit, man, I really do get to create how this life is going to be. And it's been, I've been putting too much stress on the wrong things. So the expectations are weird. We shouldn't have them so roughly. And I'm going to take some tape and put it on this because this is really fucking annoying. And, listen. I will put tape on the microphone. I will whisper on the microphone with the tape. Good girl. And Robbie found his new career in ASMR.
Add this to book talk.
I'm really good at a lot of things. Clearly, it's not one of them. What a great night for expectations. The last time we were supposed to do this topic, I forgot that one of my favorite recording artists was going to be in town, and I canceled it last minute so I could go to his show. And I expected that was going to feel awesome, and it felt terrible, and then it felt awesome, and I felt bad for not doing it. And then, like, wow, man, expectations are a really weird thing. Yeah, I expected us to start at 8, and we started setting up at 7:58. Haha, life's funny. Anyway, so yeah, I'm having a nice time. So, first speaker of the night is going to be Mr. Chad Talley, the man who has helped me push through some major sticks in my life with creating things like the Rad Movement and the human narrative, and doing the way he does it. And he's so quiet, and I don't trust quiet people for a reason. They're always plotting. But he plots for the greater good, and he's done such amazing things. I'm so happy to see the things you're doing. I'm so proud of you. I'm so inspired by you. The way you've taken the human narrative and brought it to, Chorus School to do the storytelling club, and the way you're teaming up with To Write Love on Her Arms. I've loved. Listen, bro, you're allowed to tell it from your perspective, all right? Your expectation was I wasn't going to sit here and tell your story. Now you get to tell your story even better than I could. But I'm proud of you, and I'm really fucking inspired by the things you're doing, man. And you help me continue to keep making moves like this, even though they're uncomfortable. So I love you, dog. Mr. Chad Talley. You can bring tallow, but not chicken.
That's true. You can bring beef, but no chicken.
Beef, but no burger.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll wait.
Dude, she's doing it, man. She's making motherfuckers play around.
So when I first started thinking about talking about expectations, my mind went to like a negative spot for some reason, where things not meeting my expectations. The first thing that actually came to mind is, I don't know if you've seen the meme. It's Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle, where he's got like the party hat on. And it's like, I expected nothing, and I was still let down. That was the first thing that came into my mind. But here recently, the past couple of weeks, I've had things happen that have changed my perspective on expectations, where for me personally, from what I've learned, you can't have your expectations set in stone. You have to be fluid with it. Like with this event, for instance, when we first started, I had high expectations. I don't know why. But I had super high expectations, and the first one, we had a lot go wrong. But even though it didn't hit my expectations, I learned to pivot and adjust my expectations for future events. And from then on, it was great, except for that one time where, we're not going to talk about that one time. But other than that, it's been great.
We've had a couple bumps.
Exactly. You have to pivot and change your expectations.
Learned we had the strength to do it.
It was only 2 bumps.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the lady yelling at them.
Yeah, that was one of the 2.
Yeah, one of the two. Anyway,
Oh yeah, that was.
so I often talk about how like the universe kind of gives us what we need to, and I had that happen last night where we were supposed to have a rad paranormal investigation, and the client had something else come up and they couldn't do it. But my brother texted me and he's like, "Hey, I still want to do something because I still have the night to myself." So I was like, "Find something to do and we'll do it." So he sent me a link to the Oviedo Ghost Lights. which, if you ask me, if you see a light out there, it's just swamp gas, or it gets super foggy and you're seeing headlights reflecting off the fog. But anyway, my expectation was to see nothing. So we drive all the way out there, and we're underneath the overpass because you see them on the bridge, and there's a bunch of drunk. I'm going to say they were 21, but they probably weren't. It was probably like prom time, and they were probably kids on the other side of the overpass in their trucks, blasting Miley Cyrus, "Party in the USA," and they were screaming it and like Cookie Monster vocals. So me and my brothers on the other end cheering them on. When we first got there, we thought it was a drug deal because it was two trucks underneath the overpass, parked side by side, and like something's happening there.
I don't think I've ever heard that song. Can you sing it to me?
Maybe when I'm done. But I was sitting there expecting nothing. I was entertained by the drunk people across the way, but as far as the paranormal activity, I expected nothing there. I didn't see swamp or ghost lights or swamp gas. What I did see was I saw a firefly, one firefly light up and then go out. I was like, because I haven't seen fireflies in how long? Shit, I haven't seen any around here ever. In Oviedo, I saw one. It lit up and then it stopped. And I poked my brother. I was like, is that a firefly? And we saw like 2 or 3 of them going down and around. Yeah, so I mean, I haven't seen a firefly in forever, and I was coming there looking for swamp gas. I didn't expect to see swamp gas, but I saw something that still made me happy. Yeah, and we went down to the trailhead and did some other investigation. We got some stuff, and that was fun. I'm not going to talk about that right here. And again, my expectations for this event were high, but I only expected it to be the event. I didn't expect to take it to schools. And when I did that, I didn't know what to expect there. So I tried to keep my expectations kind of low because I have some kids. I'm going to try and take this concept and have kids do this. And the first meeting we did was introductions, and I learned that, okay, they're only going to go for about 10 minutes each, and I have to try and figure out a way to have them fill that 10 minutes because each kid, they get about 30 seconds in, and then they run out of stuff to say. So I had to figure, okay, I'm going to write down the topic, and I'm going to come up with a list 2 pages long of questions around that topic. So they would do their spiel first, and then they'd run out of stuff to say, and I go, okay, well, how about this? And then they would go from there, and then they would fill that 10 minutes. But doing that, they were learning stuff about each other. Like, they were already friends, but like, oh, I didn't know you were into that. I didn't know you did that. I didn't know you lived in Germany, which I was able to connect with the kids, too, because I lived in Germany. So we talked about Germany. And they pitched their own topics. Like, I had some, like, non-serious topics because they're kids. They're 3rd to 5th graders. So I picked some surface-level topics. I think I sent them to you guys, what I had picked. After introductions, I announced, okay, well, the next one is going to be dreams. Like, a dream that you had or what you want to be when you grow up, Take the word dream, interpret it how you want, and then come back next week and we'll talk about that. Well, they were like, one of the kids, and this kid she's hit me sideways, man, with some of the stuff that she's talked about. She goes, can we talk about some of the stuff that we struggle with? And I was like, that wasn't on my list, but yeah, if you want to talk about that, if you want to be open about that, is absolutely okay. So we had a whole club around the things that these kids struggle with. So I had to come up with questions that were kid-friendly about what are you struggling with right now? And having them work out their struggles together, having them, pitch advice to each other. Or they pitched a topic of, can we talk about our past selves? I was like, okay, I mean, you guys are only like 10. How far back are you going to go? But we did that, and then they were so introspective for only being 3rd to 5th graders. It was crazy. And my expectations for these kids, I figured they were going to be a bunch of rowdy kids, which, to be fair, they are. I got one kid who's super hyperactive, but I love him. And we had a field day, and I chaperoned field day. He ran up to me. He's not even in that class. He ran up to me, gave me a hug. I was like, I love you, little shit. But I learned also because he's one of the hyperactive ones. But during somebody else's story, I noticed he stopped being hyperactive when he would play with my wallet chain when he's sitting next to me. So I went out and bought fidget toys for them all to fidget with while their others are telling their stories. Um, but this last club really kind of surprised me because one of the kids ran to the bathroom and he didn't quite make it. And he came back and like I saw him, I'm like, oh shit. And I thought the kids in the room, being kids, were gonna like, poke fun at him, make fun of him for not making it to the bathroom. But bless Amelia's heart, she gets up and she shows him how to wrap the sweater around himself and then ties it so nobody can see it while I walk him to the front office to get new pants. Nobody made fun of him. Everybody was super supportive. Like, hey, it's okay, that shit happens. And that blew my expectations out of the water because when I saw it, I was like, this is gonna be bad. These kids are gonna make fun of me. He's gonna cry. I could tell he was super embarrassed, and I was like, man, it happens. Next time, just let me know sooner, and I'll let you go. But they blew my expectations out of the water. And to pivot from that, one of the other things I didn't expect to happen from this was to partner with To Write Love on Her Arms, Peer Support Space, and Space Swap to create a peer support network for Brevard, because we don't have that here. And I partnered with them, and that's been fucking awesome so far. We have our first official meeting for peer support group. It's the third Thursday in May, and after that, it's going to be every third Thursday. And I posted the link. It's got the address and stuff in there. I don't have it offhand. And To Write Love on Her Arms is also having a 5K, and they're looking for volunteers. So if it's something you want to do, I will post the link on the Human Narrative page. So go to there and click that if you feel like volunteering. I did it last year, and it was a lot of fun. I met a lot of cool people. I also didn't expect to find a new tribe or new people that I've grown close to by doing this event. Like, I went to you guys' kids entrepreneur thing, which was awesome. I bought some pins from the girls. I bought the Spooky Babe thing. I was like, Megan, do you want that? She's like, I don't need it. I go, well, I'll get it. I'm a Spooky Babe. So I got a Spooky Babe pin. But yeah, I had other shit that I was going to talk about, but I get up here and it just, I know. I expected to remember what I had in my head when I got up here and it all flew out. Oh, I remember now. My mental health advocacy stuff. When we first started doing it, that very first video that we did, I talked about, we were tattooing my hand. And we talked for like 3-4 hours. And we ended up breaking it up into multiple episodes. And I talked about OCD. I didn't know where that was going to go. That was just my first time talking about it. And I didn't realize that I was going to go the path that I did and become more invested in mental health advocacy, where I've helped with peer support groups. I've pitched 2 panels to this year's IOCDF conference, and I was included on 2 more. I don't know if those if they're going to get approved or not, but it's just an honor to even submit a panel and be included on one. And I volunteered at last year's IOCDF conference, and I got to sit in on a bunch of panels. It just blew my expectations out of the water for that, too, because I didn't know where that was going. But yeah, that's about all I have for expectations. I mean, keep them fluid, pivot, adjust. Don't set them in stone and then let yourself down and get disappointed on yourself. If things don't go the way you want, figure out, why things did not meet your expectations, adjust them, and move forward. That's all you can do. That's all I got.
Yeah, man, you've done a lot of really cool shit. And I'm super, super impressed with just how you keep finding your way in this specific field of just helping humans, adapt around the human condition that we live in. So it's really brilliant, and it's really big of you. And I'm super excited to fucking have been any part in that journey, man. So thanks for doing cool shit like this with me, man, and, pushing me to do it for myself as well. So now the next person is someone who I met here. She came in for a consultation, and within minutes we were crying and hugging. And damn, man, like this place has really brought some of my soul tribe into my life, you know, my people, you know. So it's really uh, that she's one of my biggest supporters in this, but everything in life, like me and Kiki have now made a habit of calling each other when we want to kill. So if somebody needs to cuss, scream, yell, cry, and like be rooted on, even if you're wrong, um, you know, or be told like you can't kill, we do that. We've just kind of fallen into this pattern that happens, uh, and man, I didn't expect that from that cool consultation with a wacky chick named Kiki, you know, like, and then all this other shit had gone down between this, that, and the other with the man. I was looking for the, you know, this soul work locally, you know, shadow work and inner child work and all this shit. And everywhere I went for it, Donna was like, I don't like those folk. And I'm like, yeah, I guess you're kind of right. I was just trying to find people, man. And then, you know, you find your people on accident. Just like I was talking about my client today. Like, that was so not on accident, but like, I didn't know that was happening today. You know, element of surprise and expectation. So, the expectations I have on the people that come in here aren't, it's going to blossom into this like family environment where like, man, we've all done some really wild shit, you know? So, Mrs. Kiki Poyer. Love you, dude.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. I'm already crying, so good luck. Great job, Chad. Like, seriously, like, everything you're doing in that school and changing those kids' lives. And I can't see your face, but I can see your body. All right. So for me, expectations is kind of funny because I read the book, The Four Agreements, you know, at least 5 times already. And, you know, the 4 agreements are: be impeccable with your word, don't have expectations, no attachments, and when all else fails, do your best. So in that book, it talks about not having expectations. So I thought that's kind of where I was going to go with, you know, this talk. But then the more I think about it, like in that book, it's talking about not having expectations to minimize suffering, right? So if you don't want to suffer, don't have expectations, which sounds great, but it's not necessarily always realistic. So, you know, we've talked about, you know, expectations with the kids, expectations in relationships, because this has been a topic for 2 months. So we've done lots of talking about it. So, you know, when you do have expectations and they're not being met, my biggest advice is communicate, overly communicate. When you think you've communicated enough, communicate some more just to make sure. That way everyone's on the same page, even if you do have expectations or don't. Like, it's just going to help all relationships thrive better with overly communicating. So that leads me to my story. So I'm hanging out with some friends of ours one day, and I hold these people very near and dear to my heart, and I respect everything that they say. And one time I left their residence in tears because they hurt my feelings. I got plenty of those, so not too hard. But I distinctly remember what happened in the situation. And, you know, I might have been a little bit on a pity potty, you know, having my own little pity party on the potty. No, I'm just kidding. So they were being pretty direct with me. And one of the things that he told me was, don't expect you out of me. That's too much fucking pressure. So that hurt my feelings because I didn't think that it was too much pressure. And went home and cried about it, thought about it all night long. And I still think about that conversation till this day because he was fucking right. I have way too much expectations over my own self. So to expect that you or a stranger, especially, or my children are going to show up like me because of my experiences or whatever's happening in my life, that's going to let me down because I expect perfection. So that gets me in trouble, including from my own self, you know? So, you know, something that's happened in the recent weeks is the house needs to be clean. It needs to be organized. It needs to be perfect. And that's where I hold value. So when it's not, I'm going crazy. So I expect the house to be clean. David doesn't. The children sure as shit don't. But when it's not, I'm suffering. And that goes back to the 4 agreements. So then I go back to the conversation that I had, and I keep hearing him say, that's too much fucking pressure. That's too much fucking pressure. That's too much fucking pressure. So when I sit with that and I realize just how right he was, it helps me to like calm down from my own expectations of myself. So that helps me get through every day and not have to put so much pressure on myself to be perfect or to be, you know, check all of the boxes on the checklist or to even make a fucking list. Like some days that doesn't even get done. So, you know, lower the expectations of yourself too, especially if you're a perfectionist. Because chill out, that's a lot of pressure. And then when you walk around the world thinking other people are going to see things the way you do or, you know, do things the way you do or process things the way you do, it's just going to fuck a lot of shit up. That's why I go back to overly communicate and communicate what's happening in your body, communicate what's happening in their body, and just have a really, sometimes it can be an argument, and I have no issues with, you know, arguing or confrontation. And this situation was one of them because after that night, the next day, when normally I would be freaking out like our whole relationship's gonna explode, they're never gonna talk to me again, da 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 da, which I definitely had all those thoughts, it actually made our relationship stronger. So the way that everything played out, the way that we talked it out afterwards, I'm totally good with having arguments and confrontation in relationships because if it's real and it's authentic and it's unconditional, actually love, then those issues are going to build that relationship stronger. So lower your expectations. Be fluid with them. I love that. Pivot when you need to. So that's my story.
It's nice how everyone's kind of hitting on like lower your expectations. And the pivot, that's 100% what you need to do, like all the time. And we've all got those like times where like, man, I really expected X, Y, Z, and it sucks. So very relatable. And who's next, Ashley? Next up, we have someone who I met through this event. I was extraordinarily impressed because she is a very passionate little human. Small but very, very mighty. A force to be reckoned with for sure. And someone who probably took way more shit than she ever deserved to, and now finally realized she don't got to take no shit no more. And you're an impressive motherfucker, and you've been raising an impressive human. And I think she's impressive as a reflection of you. So Actually, everyone. Give her a welcome, my friend.
Appreciate the kind words.
Well, they're all true, homie. Damn, she got the motherfucking iPad with it written out.
Yeah, I wrote a rap, y'all.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. I know.
Right.
Really, for me, I mean, yeah, it's me. So yeah, I wrote this kind of because so recently I lost a childhood friend to a motorcycle accident, and she was a very beautiful person inside and out, and it because we knew each other from childhood, I had to reconnect with some people to discuss what happened, of course, you know, from back in the day. And I didn't expect any of that, of course, you know, but to reconnect with this person recently, we're having a conversation, and she comes out and says to me, you know, Ashley, we all didn't expect you to turn out the way you did. And of course, that triggered the hell out of me, because I'm like, well, what the fuck did you expect? You know, and she's like, as a mom, you're such a, you know, we all wondered, speaking, you know, I guess she's speaking for her and all of my friends from back in the day. We just didn't expect you to be the person that you are today. And anytime I get triggered, you know, it pisses me off. So I have to like alchemize it and put it into some really cool shit. So that's what I did. And this is my rap, y'all, on expectations. I've had a lot of people. I think I've surprised. Like, yeah, I've surprised a lot of people in my life. So, and it's a great fucking feeling, actually. I love it. I love it. So here we go. Expectations ain't truth. They're illusions to me. Don't expect nothing, and you might just see. Everyone's a saint when they speak on another's sin. Been judged harsh by motherfuckers that can't recite the 10. Commandments or commitments, hypocrites blend in. Wear halos in the day, but they demons when it dims. I expect you to listen because I got the mic. Hear me real close, I never aim to be liked. Truth in my verse, pain located within the rhythm. This ain't rap, it's a sermon wrote from a prison. Expect me to rise when they pray for my fall. They toss stones from glass homes, swear they're above it all. Expect me to grin when I'm chewing on pain. Smile so sharp it could sever the chains. They want grace from the gutter but spit when you grow. They love a dead king more than one in control. See, I was born in the fire and baptized in the smoke. Expectations from folks that can't find their own hope. Don't expect me to break when I break through the stress. I've been writing these bars with a blade in my chest. Pressure made diamonds, now I'm cut like a gem. They expected me to lose, but I just transcend. But maybe that's the lie we all hold too tight. A script in their hands, expected to act right. A mirror of shoulds, are you better and when? But who wrote the rules? Who said how it ends? Expect me to what? Be your vision, your plan? I'm just walking my path, ain't no map in my hand. And maybe, just maybe, that's where I'm free, when I stop expecting what you expect of me. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, surprise them motherfuckers, right? I mean, like, it's not a surprise, but yeah, you know, kind of is, you know. Yeah, it's just everybody's is just so relatable. It's just it's such an easy topic to really, like you said, transcend at one point, and like we all have to kind of transcend our expectations, you know, like we don't have to live there. And yeah, so brilliant shit, man. Thank you. The next person is the most important person in my life. And was there for me in ways that I had expectations of someone in her position not being there for. I tried to throw her away a lot because I had expectations of love having to end. So it was like, well, let me just go ahead and tell you to go, so that way this doesn't have to get messy, and you don't have to hurt my feelings, and I don't have to kill you for making me cry. You know, that was my expectation of relationships, like in some weird fucking way. And you've shattered all those expectations and shown me that, like, people do love you for real reasons and shit. And we've really been pushing through a lot of expectations we've had with the way things are supposed to go, as life has shown us lately. So, yeah, this is my fiance, the mother of my child, my business partner and everything. My most bestest friend, Zach, you're still high on the list, girl. Miss Donna Jean Taylor.
As the queen of expectations, fuck expectations. Man, there's so many things I can say about expectations. Since Robbie said all those nice things. Well, so when me and Robbie first met, my expectation was that we were like gonna fuck once or twice maybe, and like that was it. We were gonna ghost each other and not be around anymore. And now look at us. So that was like a time where like I exceeded the expectations. It was like a month. Maybe 3 months, like 90 days. Yeah, we had a 90-day expiration date. Yeah, I think we exceeded that. It is. It's because he called me on the phone. And nobody does that anymore. It was nice. What are you doing? So, expectations. I am literally the queen of expectations. I expect everything out of myself. I expect everything out of other people. But I really hate when people expect shit out of me. It's too much pressure. I have enough pressure in here going on. I didn't expect me and Kiki would have so much in common at basically every human narrative. Everything she fucking says, I'm like, yep, me too, yep, feel that, okay, that. Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't expect to speak at almost every human narrative.
Even if you weren't up there speaking, you were back there.
Whatever. But yeah, it is weird. Like,
She just texted me, "Don't call me a regular speaker."
I expected him to not tell anyone about that. But it's funny because, like, hello, we expect so much out of ourselves, like, especially parents. Like, holy shit. Like, I thought I had a lot of expectations before I had a kid. Holy fuck, it's crazy. Now, like, I gotta, like, get the right food, do this, make sure this, it's fucking absolute chaos. And yeah, maybe I really need to just stop having expectations with myself, because it stresses me the fuck out. Shut the fuck up. I went and did the workshop. I kind of expected most of that. I expected half of it anyways. I did not expect any part that David has parts in. That's kind of all I can say. I didn't expect David to be David, if that makes sense. Kiki, I expected that. I think my only expectation that got shocked at the workshop was David. And if you guys want to find out what I'm talking about, you should probably just go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about expectations. This shop's been fun. I've had lots of expectations with this shop. I've had some that exceeded, some that didn't. People who worked at the shop that I thought were my best friends invited me to be like bridesmaids at their wedding, and then found out they stole from us. Didn't expect that. I had really high expectations in friendships that I've made here, and I've been crushed. But then I've had some friendships where I didn't expect shit, and like now we're cool, except for Megan, because she's a bitch and doesn't actually hang out with anybody. Oh, I don't know how to drive. I can't come find you. I expect Megan to talk tonight. Shut up, Robbie. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say at this point. But our next speaker is going to be everybody.
Yes, thank you. Well, you can grow up and speak at some point. No. Oh, that's true. Look, hold, we're trying to do this thing here that we do. Thank you very much. My expectations are being crushed by you two. You can, yes, pivot. Thank you. I'm owning my pivot. All right. I can't hear you. This house is bullshit. This house is a prison on planet bullshit. That's true. And you could bring bullshit, but you can't bring prison. So, our next regular speaker is someone who continues to shatter my expectations every time I do a workshop that he facilitates. Dude, this motherfucker, bro, all I know is like, I walked up thinking I was seeing my friend, and I did not. I seen a man that was doing a thing that I was like, oh, that, oh. Yeah, no, y'all don't know David. You know, it's so, but like that's part of what makes a lot of that work so impactful, seeing the different sides of people come out intentionally for the sake of, you know, creating growth. God damn, you have been, you've been there with some of my deepest, darkest work that I've done that I didn't even know how to do. And I never thought that I would really find the ways to do this type of work that I knew I needed at the depths of my soul. But like, man, the way you show up for me in those moments and for all the other people that do those moments, man, fuck, you're an impressive son of a bitch. So, Mr. David Poyer, everyone. Thank you, man.
Of course she does. Expectations are beliefs about what might or will happen in the future, influenced by experiences, desires, and knowledge, and can be about events, behaviors, or outcomes. Thank you. See, that was weird as fuck, right? Because y'all expected me to do the thing and talk about expectations. How did that feel, right? You're like, what is this guy doing? Maybe some disappointment, maybe some uncomfortability. Now, if Robbie would have got up here and said, David's just going to read the definition of expectations because that's what his job is tonight, y'all probably would have clapped and been like, that's cool, because he would have communicated the expectation, right? But y'all had an expectation, an assumption, an expectation, because this is what we're doing tonight. So there was letdown, there was disappointment, there was awkwardness and weirdness. So funny, my wife got up here and she mentioned communication because, you know, that was kind of my thing tonight. What I was going to talk about, I purposely don't tell her shit because I feel like somehow, even if it's not intentional, we're going to steal each other's like thing. Like, oh, no, I wanted to talk about that, right? So, yeah, and the yeah, didn't it? Fuck you, Robbie. I don't even know where that came from. Here's the other thing, expectations. I thought I was going before Donna. So when Robbie comes up here and this is the most important human in my life, I'm like, oh my God, it's me. It's me. So that was kind of a moment. I'm like, I know he's not talking about me, but I expected to go next. Like I thought I overheard that lineup right. Obviously I didn't, or he fucked it up.
I made an executive decision, and I texted Donna.
Yeah, see?
I expected y'all knew what I was doing.
You set me up. You set me up.
I expected y'all knew what I was doing. Man.
But my introduction was beautiful too. So, you made up for it. You made up for it.
I hope so. And these
Something that's always stuck out to me about expectations, and it goes with communication, right? It's, I guess this guy, Neil Strauss, said it. What the fuck's going on with this mic tonight? There we go, see? Unspoken expectations are premeditated resentments. Ooh, premeditated resentments, right? If you don't communicate what's expected of somebody, then you're probably going to be let down, because they have a different life than you, right? People were raised different, their environment was different. And I saw this thing on Facebook the other day, and it's like this guy walks into a room and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And this guy's just kind of like this, like nothing. And then he says to this other guy, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "Hey, how's it going, man?" He's like, don't worry about it. He was raised in a different environment. He expects the world to be ugly because that is what he was raised around, So it takes him longer to open up and be that friendly. And he's like, I was in a different environment. I was raised with love and respect. And so I'm naturally expecting that from the world because that's what I grew up in. So it's like those expectations that we might have is like, why is he being weird or shitty or whatever? Well, maybe that's just what they're expecting because that's the environment they've been around, right? So dropping those expectations, being curious about it instead of maybe judging them. And then to further the whole communication for me, I've got an 11-year-old and an almost 9-year-old girl, and parenting's hard. It's constant, right? There's always something. You're always doing stuff, and lately I've really been looking at that because there's been frustration when they're not meeting the expectations. It's like, hey, I'm in the room talking to mom right now. Why are you interrupting 5 times? But never once did I tell them, hey, we need a minute. We're talking, right? So it's uncommunicated expectations because I never said that to them. And before we came here tonight, because I've really been practicing this, I said, hey, this is what I want you guys to do tonight. We're doing this thing. You can come in, but, just be respectful. Don't be really distracting, and there might be other kids. You can have tablets, kind of. This is what I expect, and they can communicate back. Hey, can we do this? What about that? And that's fine. But going into something, clearly communicating my expectations of the people around me, the people that I love, it really allows everybody to get on board with it, and because they want to meet it too. And so it makes life for me, I feel like, a lot better by just communicating those expectations. And that's all I can think of in the moment. So thanks, guys.
I love that. That was like a very straightforward and logical way of looking at it, and it was simple, just breaking it down in the simplest form. So, just that's one of the things, setting your future self up for success is one of the things we don't always think about until after the fact. So one of the things that a dude that was a spiritual mentor of mine named Top Hat Dave, he told me that he liked to do things for his future self, and I was really impressed with that, and we talked deeper about it, and it's just like setting your future self up for success. Like, man, if I make sure that I do this for future me, then I don't have to be sad when it doesn't work out, because it's going to work out because I set myself up for success. And so it's an interesting thing taking care of your future self by communicating right now, and taking care of all of our future selves. So I like that. The next speaker would be me, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, your expectations of the lineup were different than the delivery that I had to bring this evening. Man, I had a really wild session with my client. I had a totally different plan for today. I was going to tattoo someone else. And we didn't really make solid plans to tattoo through the regular communication channels. They DM'd me and I was like, sure, come in Saturday. I don't have anything on the books. It's human narrative night. I'll do something small on you. And then this woman calls yesterday and then she emails and then Donna reads me the email and tells me like, you know, these are activation tattoos for her. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I expected you to be just a regular client that just didn't understand who I was or what I do. But you're telling me that you need tattoos to help activate you into this next fucking level of self. What the fuck? You know, like, why the fuck am I shocked at this? Because my expectation with my marketing, with my authentic fucking self leaning into being a tattooer that is a healer, and I fucking offer that shit. She knew nothing about that. But like, you know, I come in, I'm so mad at fucking Starbucks for not getting my order right 3 different times. Fucking like, and I'm just so upset. And like, that's my first world problem that ruined that bit of my life today. And then, you know, I get here and I'm stressed out just because sometimes walking into work stresses me out. I'm working through that as much as I can. But like, God damn it, I just come in here and I'm like, that's not right, that's not right. Oh my God, I'm trying to make this place perfect and why are you guys ruining it? Right? Like, so like I had to go through that a little bit this morning. And like I come over and I see the client on the couch and Donna was like, oh, well, you know, I emailed her back and, you know, we talked about money and then she never emailed back. Meanwhile, she was in a fucking massage this morning. So like, that's why she didn't email back, but she showed the fuck up. So like my expectation was she wasn't even going to be here. And she got scared away by, you know, my so ridiculously inflated prices, which is ridiculous. I know that's ridiculous because, like, people pay my prices and they're happy to fucking do it all the time. And I fucking provide such value and I know my worth. But, like, my expectation is they're just going to be like, nah, not for me, dog. I was looking to spend $45, you know, like that's my expectation of everybody. And they're not going to know who I am. And if they don't know who I am, and when I say that, not like Robbie from Ink Master, but like who I am, like what I do, like I want to do this healing work with you. I want to fucking create this amazing fucking tattoo journey that tells your story with you. Like I want to do this fucking really sick shit, you know, like I want this to be awesome. And I want this to be like healing and life-changing and transformational. And like she fucking... Man, what's the thing the kids say? She understood the assignment, right? And I understood the assignment, and the whole day we was bouncing crazy shit back and forth, just about like, so the creator concept has been brought up to me. Like, it's the universe gently reminding me loudly, hey, bro, you're the fucking creator of everything in your life, so stop fucking being a crybaby about things, and just... and all right, so the crybaby thing comes from when I was on Ink Master and I was crying literally every day. And the dude that won my season of Ink Master goes, "You're being a crybaby." And I was like, what the fuck? Oh, you mean crybaby. So like when I say crybaby, I think people understand exactly what I mean. But then I fucking enjoy like the fact that maybe they went through a little bit of like being confused like I did. Anyway, so like I be a crybaby about life a lot, right? And so what happens? I fucking feel like a crybaby. And then like when I realize, you know, like I actually like, I literally get to do this fucking awesome thing of where my clients that find me are not just like cool people that, you know, introduce me to, you know, my soul family and my, you know, all this fucking healing and all this love and all this beauty and all this community. But like also now this other person who like showed the fuck up and like did a mega healing session on me at the end of our fucking session. because I walked in and I was like, hey, what's it mean when your neck be hurting and stuff? You know, like, and then, dude, like, wow, she fucking turned on, son. And it was wild. She was tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and fucking ready to fucking roll. And like, I said to myself today, like, I created the fact that like I was gonna get some sort of like mega healing session around this neck thing that's going on, because my neck has been stiff the past few days. Granted, I ran 5 miles on Saturday and I'm 44 and I have a prosthetic leg that doesn't fit right. So like maybe I probably I'm feeling that, right? But like also energetically and being a creator of my own existence, right? Like I've been creating all this fucking friction. Like, man, it felt so good taking all the art off the walls in the house because we're selling it. It made it feel real. And then we like took basically like 97% of the art from the walls at the house and fucking completed the project here and completely shifted the energy around. And like it made me now Donna's out looking for new couches, and like we turned the back room into a kid's room, and like we're really like turning this into like Zen ran into my room yesterday like 5 times while I was tattooing, and little fucking like crazy man fucking with his crazy hair and his crazy face, and he's like, I can't find mama. And I'm like, all right, we'll go find her. Okay. And then like he comes back in, I found mama. And like, dude, just like, man, this place just feels different now. And we're moving out of that house that's created a bunch of friction, just the neighbors sucking, and they won't let us have our privacy fence. So like, but that privacy fence is now going to serve as our little kids area. So we're going to have like a kids play area out back that's fenced in. So like we're going to have like a real thing for our kids to be a part of our life and kind of live that village tribe lifestyle with our kids are coming to work with us. And it's like Sky, who is learning how to be a tattooer, running the front desk, her kids, our kid, the artist Derek that here, his kid, like it's just really cool to see the way like our whole tribe is like coming together. Like when I just was like, all right, we're art hanging, and everybody just got together and started art hanging with us. And like they've just been helping us like breathe new life into this place. And like it's just been a cool week of watching that pile of art that had like 15 to 25 pieces in it is now gone. And those are all pieces that I was like, man, I want them to go to new homes with new love and new energy and new feeling, and like just like cleanse out all those things that like I don't need that art around me right now, but I wanted to make someone happy. And like all the art that I now have on the walls here makes me immensely happy, because like, man, I brought my personal collection to this bitch. So like everything about this studio, damn. Like I have some of my favorite art in this place. And like, I didn't realize how much that art meant to me, because like it's like I can look at every piece of art in this place and see where the fuck we were when we acquired it, or where I was when I acquired it, because a lot of it came before her. And it's like, God, this like living, breathing, like heartbeat of my tattoo journey in all of it. And like my tattoo journey is such an amazingly big part of my life. And I never had the expectation of that, but I always had the hope. I guess I did have the expectation, but I never thought I'd achieve it. And like now this place just like means so much more to me all over again. And like where I'm supposed to be is where I am, and where I am is where I'm supposed to be. And the expectations of being more famous or more wealthy or more accomplished, that's all just like, that's this weird picture that something painted. A former version of myself painted that picture. And like I've just been living in the expectation of that when like I shouldn't have been, but like really like I've got it all here, man, this place and these people and my experiences that happened through this place. And the way like tattooing has like given me so much cool shit. If I didn't tattoo, I would have never met you. Zen wouldn't have been around. Like, it's a way I get to connect with my dead dad all the time because he taught me how to do it. And like, he guides me still. And I make him proud. And I never thought I could. But what I learned recently is I was gifted the belief that I can't be anything because my mom didn't believe she was good enough. So I couldn't be good enough. So God knows the things that my living dad gifted me that he didn't really want to, that were generational and fucking ancestral and deep. And that dude really wanted to fucking break them chains, and I needed to do it for him. And he's helping me do it now for me and for him and for all of our ancestors and all the ones that come after us. The expectation is I thought this was going to be an easy talk tonight. But man, that work that we did in the woods, that work that we did at workshop, that work that I do all the time, like when we went to the homecoming for the New Warrior training, they asked, what do you see different in your spouse? And Donna's like, I don't really see anything different. This dude's always doing so much work. There's always something changing. He's always getting better. My expectation of that was going to be like, she didn't know what to say because I'm really not good enough. And she didn't want to make them feel like their work wasn't doing good enough. And what came out was like, this dude's a killer. And so I didn't expect that I was going to feel the work of the workshop, well, the New Warrior training adventure. I didn't think I was going to feel that work because I was like, all right, cool. I know I'm a slow processor. I know things like take a while to sink in because like to really fully grasp the levity of what happens through life is really hard. So I have to like brace myself like real good before I can fucking feel what really happened. And now my whole shop is different and I'm crying because I love the art. And I've been so afraid that I couldn't do the art most of my career. And I was afraid to love the art or allow it to love me back. Because I was just so afraid I wasn't doing it right. And I still go through that with every tattoo and every piece of artwork because my expectation is you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it, but I'm always going to be disappointed. But that's not really real. Like, I'm pretty fucking amazing. The things that happen in that room are pretty fucking life-changing for me and the other people. My client yesterday like told me like, dude, you fucking literally have changed my life every time I come here. Like, my life gets better. What the fuck? Like, that really happens because of me? Holy shit. I guess like I've all these times people told me I'm doing this right. I better realize I'm doing this right. And that time in the woods, I really realized I am doing a lot of things fucking right. I should be pretty proud of myself because, like, goddamn, dude, like, I'm doing a lot of shit right. And there's still things I do wrong for sure. I don't really need to judge those things. Those things just are. I get to work with them, through them, do the dance, ask them what they're here to teach me. And I just keep getting these reminders of how I told myself I wanted to be doing things, so how I should be doing things based on the communications I've had with myself to avoid future resentments. And like, so here I am trying to like avoid future resentments and still running into them, right? Because expectations, it's a hard game. But at the end of the day, a former version of me expected to not be happy. And the current version of me is actually pretty fucking happy. I've got really everything I've ever wanted. And like, I really do. I really fucking do. And the fears I have lately are my confusion of excitement for fear. Because fear and anxiety and excitement, like they're the same thing inside of you, right? They trigger the same feelings. So like, I'm really excited that like I get to sell this house that I'm living in. I get to make money. I get to invest it in another property, and I get to make this retreat center space because I want to start doing things out there, and I want to start targeting people who have been on reality television and helping them through their stuff in ways that we've done this, helping people in the tattoo world, helping the people that just are my people, that I can create this weird, cool, awesome healing space somewhere in the middle of nowhere, but close enough to society. And like that's like the goal right now. Like that's the new thing. Huh? Yeah, right. And Donna is on board, and we're like finding a way to make this really cool for all of us. And like there's no compromise, just excitement to move forward and figure out how we want to do the things, because we really seem to want the same things. We want to change the world the best we can. And this is a part of like the new thing that if I hadn't sold this house, I probably wouldn't be moving forward on this thing, and it's scary. And then like still working on making the Rad Movement the nonprofit. So like that is a whole thing, you know. The Rad Movement compound could really be the thing within the next few months, you know. So wow, that could be a weird, cool thing. Like I'm trying to see how awesome it could all end up. And you know, any way I look, it's pretty fucking awesome. And the only ways that I worry is like, oh, nobody will buy the house, or nobody will buy the Cadillac, or fucking we won't get a loan. It's like all this stupid shit, like, which in my tattoo session with my client today, she told me a lot. She was like, well, that's just a habit of yours to go to thinking that way. We just get stuck in old habits of like expecting that it's going to go bad. And like you think it's going to go bad because that's a habit. I expect it's going to go bad. So it's got to go bad, because then at least I won't be let down. At least I knew it was going to happen. Knew that shit was going to suck. It's like, what the fuck are we living like that for, you know? So it's nice to be reminded that we can break ourselves from the habits that we've created. But that was a former version of ourselves, and we get to step into this new version of ourselves that we've created through all that stress, through all that pressure. Pressure. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure, right? But sometimes the pressure, diamond, you know what I'm saying? Like, do we need the pressure? I don't know. We probably just built the pressure so we could get what we conceive as a diamond, right? Could we have gotten it without the pressure? Maybe, but the pressure found us a diamond in this instance, so here we were. So, like, you know, there's all different ways to look at this, because perspective is a real thing. And I think expectations and perspective kind of dance, because, like, you have to have a proper perspective around your expectations, otherwise it's just going to really suck, which is a less eloquent way of saying what you said. You know, one of the things I love about these nights is we all do kind of tell the same story. There's a common thread through everybody's stories, and that's beautiful, because we are all this, you know, human race thing made up of the stardust and things, and like we're all, you know, like made of the same shit. We are all one. And that's why there's a common thread through every single story, because it's not just this room that's unique to that. We're all connected in this one common thread. And when we remember that, we really tap into the true love that we're supposed to feel in this life, because it's supposed to be beautiful. It's not supposed to be scary. We're supposed to feel love, and we're allowed to feel love. So remember, we're all connected, and we're all connected through love. And we're all perfect just the way we fucking are. Thank you. Well, goddamn, Robbie, that was an emotional one, man. Yeah, that was way heavier than I expected it. Yeah, interesting enough. I know. Uh, but it was cool, like having the indicator of like the work that I just did in the woods. That hard shit, like it was fucking difficult, man. Like they took our fucking phones. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but like, wow, there was rules and structure and shit. Who does that? Fuck you, weird structure rules people. Like, dude, it was really, wow, there was so much, like, and much healing that I realized I did around Ink Master stuff. There was a beautiful moment where I was sharing about how I realized like this week, wow, I healed a lot from the Ink Master things. And when we were done with that, I heard Scott fucking crying in the corner, and I ran over to him and hugged him, and we just cried together. And it was like, fuck, man, this dude is like helped me slay these demons before, and like now he's seeing like the residue of his work shine, like the fruits of that fucking labor, man. That tree bared a lot of fruit, and it's like I actually seeing that I've accomplished personally, and it's like, wow, I expected to get here, but I didn't think I would, like. So it's really cool. So I use this as a public service announcement. Here's your sign. If you need to do something, do it. I don't know what that is. You do. And you'll figure it the fuck out. You actually already know right the fuck now, and it's probably in your head. So just fucking do it, pussy. Lovingly, respectfully. Because that's how I have to talk to myself sometimes to get myself to move. I think I'm running 9.3 miles next Sunday at 6:30 in the fucking morning. Because why not? But why would I not want to be the guy that just shows up and do it instead of the guy that fucking trains for it for months? Let me just go do it. Just fucking do it. So I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Fuck, why do I do this to myself? And so, like, the expectations of that, I don't know what the fuck to expect, dog. I'm missing a leg, and I fucking running a lot. And now I got cocky and want to run like I'm fucking Flash or something. Like, what the fuck am I doing? So, like, that's exciting and terrifying. So tune in to my life later, because I'll talk about it. That one time I had ran at 9.3 miles and a leg that don't fit right without any training other than I ran 5 miles a week ago. And I box. So, I do a lot of boxing. We run there. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. So you guys are both like regular speakers in my world, and you're both very important to me. And I know it always does a body good like milk to come up here and do some talking. So I'm going to give you guys a specific chance to be invited right here in front of everyone. Zach and Meg Hendershmeen. I'm putting your both last names together, but I did a bad job. Hendershmeen. Hendergreen. You can take Green, but not Meg. Can you? You can't take Hendershot. No, you can't. You could take Green, but not Hendershot. All right, so if you feel like you have to, that probably means you should. Because you just said won't have to. So you feel like you have to, obviously. I'm having a negotiative conversation with my friend where I'm using aggressive negotiating tactics because my intuition says that you would probably benefit from speaking, and I think we would all benefit from you speaking too. I know for both of you that that would be true, but I recant. So I apologize for the bullying, aggressive tactics I've used. And then I apologize for trying to lawyer myself out of that. I don't know why I had to do that. I was being a bully, and I shouldn't have been bullying. Thank you guys for holding me to who I said I wanted to be. Because I said I wanted to be not a bully, and I got caught bullying. I think that is finding a not honest loophole, so I don't think I should do that. If I ask people to kill people for me, I'm still having people killed. So, well, you are, this is why I'm this side of it and you're that side of it. Yes, balance. So, yeah, baby. So, I love you so much, Zach. So Zach and I met because of the tattoo shop. We were at a car show, and I drunkenly was like, "Nice car, man. Nice award, dude." And then he was like, "Yeah, nice car, man." And then he messaged me the next day or a few days later, and he was like, "I do video, and I just want to take some pictures." And so I was like, holy shit, I've been dying to meet somebody who wants to trade tattoos for high quality videography and photography. And then I gained a new best friend, like an angel gains their wings. And he, with his camera and with the content we've created and the way he always encourages me, made me feel seen in a way that I didn't realize could happen with a dude and his camera. Yeah. Two dudes and the camera, man. And I've been doing content creation with a lot of different people over the past few years. And one of the most important things that stood out that a dude that got very successful with content creation, John Nelson, told me, he was like, "Look, man, I tell a joke and I get these guys hyped up for fun before we do content because it's got to be fun." And we've been doing content with the apprentices and stuff now, and I'm having them create content so they can get in the swing of branding themselves and marketing themselves and things like that. And that's all stuff that I've really learned a lot through working with you. And we didn't know what we were doing. You just used to come in here for hours and film 8-10 hours at a time, just filming for nothing, just to get 2 hours of gold. So now, bro, we fucking ran out of things to do in 3 hours because we ran through so much. So the way that our relationship's built, the way that you've been helping me build my stuff, the way I've now helped the other artists in the shop market and promote themselves, and then the way we all laugh together when we make content now. Dude, we have some seriously dumb belly laughs every time. When we were just in here with my brother, me, you, and him, dude, we just did some content with my brother. It was fucking hilarious. I was fucking saying motivational things, and he was heckling me, much like our younger relationship. And so it was really cool to put a new spin on the way that we used to do that, because it was just him checking me. And I'm like, no, man, no, check this out. This is what it is. So it was really cool. And he helped create this stuff with us. And so just a magical human, whether it's a fucking 30-second clip or a 5-second clip or a fucking 20-minute, 30-minute, 3-hour-long video, it's a film every fucking time. Mr. fucking Zach only films Hendershot, goddamn. Sorry, not sorry for forcing you to do that. I love you. That's fine.
I expected to come tonight and not do this. So I don't know what I'm going to say, but I think I have a couple things. So, expectations. So one thing about expectations that I learned is you can't have your expectations too high, especially if you're me, because you never meet them, right? So I realized some point in life, like, my expectations are too damn high. And, sometimes you have to set a goal just so you can reach it to feel good about hitting that goal. And then you can start setting your expectations a little higher and higher. And as you see, it's like little rewards, You kind of like lay little pieces of candy on the ground. You pick one up. Oh, I like that. So then you start spacing those candies further apart. You take bigger steps. Eventually you get there, right? So I was like, I'm going to lower my expectations. And I wasn't meeting those either. So then I just kind of realized you just got to expect the unexpected. And if you kind of look at it from that point, like, you never really know what's going to happen, but something's going to happen. Could be good, it could be bad. But even if it's something shitty, it's still like a little sweet surprise, It's like somebody took this really shitty, awful present, but gift wrapped it really nice and gave it to you for your birthday. So, yeah, it's just a little piece of shit with a bow on it, But it's a gift. Yeah. And, it happened, you got to live with it. So you might as well see it as like a nice little gift. It's kind of like the present you get at Christmas that the aunt brought that nobody wants, and you're doing what's it called, where everybody gets to pick a gift, right? And then like somebody knows that one's shitty, so they purposely don't pick it, and then they wait till you pick it, and then they take it from you, and then give it back or whatever it is, the whole process. You always get left with a shitty present, that's the moral of the story, right? Talking about expectations, let's talk about somebody who's completely exceeded my expectations. And I'm getting to that one, all right? Someone that's completely exceeded my expectations is sitting behind my cameras right now. And it's funny because it all started with a simple little text she sent me while I was standing in a parking lot one night. And, just silly stuff. And she still denies it to this day. And, and we're texting, and she'll deny it. She 100% still denies it, but I know what happened. I got the text, I got the receipts. So we're talking for a little bit, and she pulls out the old, because I was talking about how cold it was outside, because it's West Virginia, and it's like 40 degrees. It's pretty cold. And she's like, maybe I could keep you warm, yeah. Well, it's turned into 8 years, so congratulations. 3 different kids, all that. But no, she just blows my mind, man. She holds it down every day why I'm not there. Little kids, something about expectations too. Like, I never expected my kids to be little shitheads, but they are. I didn't expect it, but they're little shits. And she holds that down. Like, when they're being little assholes, she puts them in their place. And then she's also a mother, and she's caring when they're acting out. She shows them what to do in life, and I love that. She takes care of all my shit while I'm gone. Sometimes she even packs my lunch, which is great. And I have a little story about that in a minute too. We'll get back to that. But no, she holds it down. I always come home to a clean house and dinner made, and it's fucking awesome. And I love you too, but which is super. Is it? We got it there? Okay. Yeah. Super important is just how much love she gives me, on a day-to-day basis. And honestly, I think without that, like, living in general would be kind of hard, Because especially like me, I'm down on myself a lot. And there's not a whole lot of like positives that go on in my head. But she always kind of finds one and just kind of like, puts it in there for me on a day-to-day basis. And I don't know if I ever told you that, but I really appreciate, how you do that. And getting off track a little bit, the lunch thing, sometimes she does pack my lunch, and that's really cool. But on the days she don't, I have this guilty little pleasure of going to Wendy's for lunch every day. And this has been kind of a thing for the past couple years now since they released the saucy nuggets, which is also why I'm losing weight, but not at a super alarming fast rate. So there for a while, I was getting a 10-piece saucy nug, right? And I dropped down to a 6 and then a 4, and I was like, this is good. And then, I decided to go back up to a 10 recently because, like, they were hitting right. And this Wendy's in Rockledge, it's awesome. I don't leave 5-star reviews anywhere, but I left them a 5-star review, and it was very detailed, and I'm sure they appreciated it. So I had high expectations of this place, right? And they fucking did me dirty, man. I went to Wendy's last week. I ordered my 10-piece saucy nug, honey barbecue, the same way I always do, right? And they've been saucing that shit up lately, so I knew it wasn't going to hit. I was hungry. I was ready. So I pull back into work. I open up my bag. I open up the nuggies. Saucy as hell, right? I take a bite. It hits. They're spicy. They're spicy nugs. I didn't order spicy nugs. They never got my order wrong. What the fuck, I can't do spicy food because I hiccup like crazy. I love spicy food, but I'll hiccup to the point where I can't breathe. But I'm still going to eat it, because I ordered it. So it was a miserable lunch. It almost made me want to go take back my 5-star review. But I ended up giving them the second chance, and I went back the next day, and they fixed it, so it was fine. But, anyway, that's another story about expectations, because I expect a lot from them, and they let me down. So another expectation, when I sent Robbie that message, I kind of expected him, to tell me to fuck off. Like, I don't need some shit like that. And then he didn't. He welcomed me to a shop where then I thought he was going to tell me to fuck off when I got here, and he didn't. And, I was a kid with a camera that didn't really know what he was doing with it at the time. I had smaller cameras, so I knew how to work, right? But I also had this Red that I bought that I thought was cool because, it filmed Avengers Age of Ultron and The Hobbit Battle of the Five Armies, which was, a couple of my favorite movies. And who can say that they had a camera that filmed those movies, right? So I was like, yeah, I got this camera. We can do some cool shit with it. And so I had to go home and read some YouTube tutorials to see how to work it. And I figured it out. And we made some really cool shit with it. And since then, we've jumped 4 or 5 different cameras. And it's just been a really cool experience. Making content with Robbie, it used to be like a day-to-day basis, it felt like. And then it blossomed into this beautiful friendship and something I didn't really have expectations for. And it was unexpected. And I wasn't expecting, to do Disney trips or do the Orlando Informer and do all these cool meetups and hangouts and, life outside of just carrying a camera, And it blossomed that really cool friendship, and I'm really thankful for that. And it's fucking dope. And I felt like I was on a roll, but man, I just kind of lost it all. I don't know. I always get hyped about nuggets. I didn't. No. The pictures. No, they're really, really deep in a hard drive somewhere. I changed the name on them, and I don't even remember what the name is. So.
So, for those who don't know, we took pictures. Donna talked us into taking pictures in our underwear together. Because I was taking naked wrecking ball pictures. So, the vibe in the room was like, hey, let's get naked,
Y'all even have corny best friend pictures in your underwear just for funsies.
And so, apparently.
Somehow I got Zach to do it.
So, what about your expectations of your career?
Oh, man,
That's a lot.
It is. It's such a back and forth battle because I never expected it to make it this far, right? But then when I started doing good, I also set my expectations high. And, by this point, I thought I was going to be calling you from Vegas because, I had some kind of big shoot I was going to be doing. And weirdly enough, these past few months, I kind of backed off. And I've been talking with Meg about it, how I just kind of want to take a break. not from like all of it, but I still have a lot of work on my backlog, especially a lot of your work that I have to do. And I just kind of want to chill and work on that and not take any new work in at the moment, because like everything's so stressful with working and doing everything with the house and just trying to get settled in still, because it's been a few months and like, you know, my office area is still mainly boxes. We haven't unpacked anything in it. I got my computer and stuff set up so I can work, but you know, other than that, like it doesn't feel super homey in there. And I'm just away all the time. Some days, you know, 14, 16 hours. I come home for an hour and a half to basically spend time with you because the kids are already in bed, and then you know, I just don't have a whole lot of time to myself. So not like time where realistically I should be taking on more work. So I think if it just doesn't like align with my wants and desires or my pockets, like it kind of just makes sense to kind of take a break for a little bit. Stuff like this I love doing. It's really easy, it's simple, I come set up and I enjoy doing this. So I think for the next few months or so I'm gonna focus on doing what I love to do and what I enjoy doing, and saying no to a lot of people that I just don't want to do work for right now, catching up on my backlog and getting some shit done. But yeah, and it's just crazy, you know, moving 14 hours away to a place like this from a little small town where I lived, where people didn't even know what a camera is really, because even the small businesses there, they didn't take pride in social media or even do social media. You know, most of the companies in West Virginia don't even have Instagrams or Facebooks or anything like that. So if you show up like, hey, let me shoot a content video for you, they're kind of like, oh, what's that? What am I going to do with that? And I'll post it on Facebook. That's not going to do nothing for me. You know, they don't know how ad revenue works. So it was kind of weird coming down here and making a post about it and then just blowing up kind of overnight. And all that work I did last year, meeting a lot of new people, and even actually kind of landing the job I work now, you know, full time Monday through Friday. I met my employer by doing social media content for him, you know, 1 day a week. And then I still do social media content for him, but I'm also, you know, now 3D designing and UV printing, and I even hung drywall last week, you know. So I'm getting kind of a crazy skill set on my resume for the future. But yeah, life's been crazy. I love cameras, and it's definitely what I want to do, I think, as a career. But I think the most important thing for me right now is to focus on me and not so much a career path, and just keep living life, get the stress under control, and not take any extra work in there right now. Enjoy life with the kids, enjoy life with Meg, prepare for our wedding that's coming up. You know, that's like something I'm expecting the unexpected with, right? Because it's obviously going to be awesome, but ask us how much we plan. Yeah, it's going. I mean, it's going to happen, but. I'll save it for when she comes up here. Yeah. Hey.
That anymore because he at least keeps cameras, so he's just selling to re-up.
Yeah, I did. My last camera I posted, I did sell, which, by the way, I am glad I did. So just a little story here. I posted up my red. I don't have a red no more. I posted up to sell it, you know, to settle some debt, and then just be cool with it, right? Funny enough, I sold it for what I thought was really like overpriced, and they took it. And 2 weeks later, they dropped the price on all the red Komodos, like half. So basically, I sold my camera for $8,000, and now they're worth $2,999 MSRP. So I'm gonna buy another one. So basically, I could buy two now, and you know, still break even. But yeah, you know, so it's. I'll sell one in the future, you know, and it'll be fine. But yeah, it was kind of a spur of the moment idea. It was like sell it, pay off some debt, and then I'll replace it down the line. And now replacing it's going to be really easy because it's half price. So dodged a bullet there. Yeah. Right. And like that's something I'll say about cameras too. Like they come and go a lot. Like here recently in the last couple of years, I've bought and I've sold, and I've just kind of been going back and forth with it. But I can't ever say I overpaid and then didn't get back amount that I wanted. And like not only that, they've more than paid themselves off. Trifold with, yeah, exactly. With the work I've done with these, they earn me money. And then when I sell them, they earn me money too. And then I can take that money I earned to buy more. It's just a never-ending process. Anyway, I think I'm done rambling. I think that's pretty much all I had to say. So.
We will. So, like, I'm sorry I bullied you, but like that was really good. That was really good. So stop not believing in yourself, fuckface. Otherwise, I'm gonna just like come to your house and like annoy you. Like I won't even hang out with you. I'll just do shit that will make you want to clean. Yeah, no, see, that's fine. Exactly. Dude, we were the one time he was cleaning and that's fine. That's fine. And you're like, yeah, he cleans when he's mad. I'm like, oh shit, son. So I'm just gonna come to your house and do things that make you want to clean if you don't speak from now on. Right. So then I'm just gonna go over there. I'm gonna go over there and then just like push her buttons that'll make you mad. So you speaking, fucker? He said the same thing. But then it's artistic and beautiful. You're like, yeah. So are you? Are you? You don't have to. You really don't have to. I know, it's annoying because like I bully the ones who need it and the ones who want it. So when I got Zach, I didn't know that I also was getting a Meg. And I'm not mad about it. We started up very toxic. We very much validated each other's self-deprecating humor. We would say a lot of terrible things, and it was. But then one day I realized that's not good for either of us. So let's stop doing this. You are a beautiful being who doesn't know anything. Yeah. Listen, Donna, I know you were right, all right? But I really have seen what a fucking magnificent person you are, dude. The way you take care of the family, the way you always ride for him. You are definitely just like Donna and the way that you ride for your mans. Yes. Family. Family's everything. Yo, last time we went to Universal, I got a fucking Fast and Furious tank top that says family forever. It's so good. I am so fast and fabulous. Anyway, Fast and Furious is kind of me and Donna's thing, and like I love it. So anyway, yeah. So Meg, you're a pretty rad dude, and when you share up here, it's usually very impactful. So wow, yeah, wow. shut up and get up here, bro. I love you, Meg. Megan Green.
Okay, see, now I'm gonna leave because you said my last name. That's so stupid.
Megan, soon to be Hendershot.
Thank you.
There you go.
I don't like this at all. Thank you. Thanks. I I hate this. I hate you. God. I did not expect to be up here. But if I'm going to talk about something, I guess I can talk about what I was talking to you about outside before I came in. I don't get to come out often. I don't get to come here often. I'm usually just in the house with the kids, hanging out. And for like the last 2 months, I've been in the house a lot more than usual. Like I've been pretty isolated, and not because it is kind of my choice too. But I don't mean to. It's just kind of like become a new comfortability, like a comfortable space for me. It's just by myself. But through the last 2 months, I've noticed that because like I went through a phase where I was really upset and I was depressed and I was sad because I was like, why does anyone care about me? Why don't I have any friends? Like, why is it so hard for me to form friendships? Why is it hard for me to maintain friendships, keep friendships, blah, blah, blah? Like, why doesn't anyone love me? Going through all this stuff in my head. And I crashed out for like 2 days, burnt bridges with some family, did stuff I shouldn't have done because I was crashing out. And then came up out of it, and I started doing a lot of like tarot work, like the cards, and just reading and like kind of like inner stuff and like looking in on it and trying to see what if I could get a fucking answer, because I didn't have an answer for it, and I was like, there's got to be something. And all the cards have been saying all the same thing. I'm in a rest period. Like it's told me like my soul is resting, like I'm supposed to be here. I'm hibernating. It's like pretty much like I'm hibernating. So then everything you said earlier, that's why I was like, dude, we're the same fucking person, because like the pressure thing and then expecting you out of people, because I'm like, well, why don't people show up like I show up, and that kind of stuff. So, and then it's like I had to kind of become okay with not like holding people to expectations. It's like, yeah, I want you to show up like that, but if you don't, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? Like, you have a life. I have a life. We're living those lives in different, you know, and there's a reason I don't show up for friendships. People might wonder why I don't, you know what I mean? And it's like, so it's just like a lot of shit. I don't know how to like really put it all into words because I'm like going through it actively still, but that's pretty much where I'm at. But it's the expectations thing was crazy because I've been heavily doing that, like with expectations with myself, expectations of other people, and then kind of just like modeling that, like like he said, with the kids, they are little shits. And I did not expect my daughter to kind of put me on the journey that she's putting me on. She kind of fell into like a group of kids at school. So her old school, we moved 2 months ago. So like end of the year, it was like a hard move for them. They've established friendships at their old school, and then I had to kind of like move them 40 minutes away from that after just moving here 2 years ago. So they've been going through a lot. But I was worried about that. But at that school, her old school, she fell into a group of girls that were kind of like mean girls, and they were bullying. And she acted like, at first she had these really two good friends, and they were really good girls. And then the girl came along, and she was like the cool girl of the school. And everyone, like Riley kept talking about her, I won't say her name, but I want to be like her. I want to be like her. And everybody wants to be her friend. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, here we go. Like girl world starting. Like, oh, here we go. And I try to guide her through it, and I can tell her personality is going to be very much like mine was as a kid before I learned how to get through all of it. She's going to follow people, and because she wants so badly to just be included. And I try to tell her all the time, I'm like, don't be a leader. You know what I mean? Like, be the person that breaks out from the crowd. Like, you see her being mean to someone, don't be that person. And then, so we move, and I thought, fresh start for her. Well, then the girls there aren't very nice either. And she's like, it seems like all these schools, it's like the kids are just kind of like, and so I've been like wanting to homeschool her because they are teaching her some awful stuff. And like, it's not changed. Like in her core, she is a good kid, but it's been going, so all of that, I've not expected all this stuff of parenting. Like, I don't know how to like navigate all of this stuff right now. And but I'm just doing my best. And like Donna said, motherhood's fucking hard, and I don't know what's right or what's wrong, but I'm just trying my best. And yeah, there's a lot of shit. I told you I didn't really know what to say. Like, I feel I feel like I'm just rambling. Like I feel like it's not coherent.
It's super fucking coherent.
But
It's very relatable. It's very, very coherent. Very much on the fair.
You expect that you're gonna go up there and sound like shit when in
Yeah.
reality we all just ate that shit up.
well, good. I'm glad. Huh? What? Oh. Right, why are you? Don't do this. Cause now I'm on the spot, and now I want to give up. I know. But no, yeah, expectations to stay the fuck up here.
Yeah.
But
I said I wasn't gonna bully anymore. Apparently, I'm a liar.
I bring it
I
out.
don't think it counts when it comes to Zach and Meg.
See?
I don't think it does either because they're regular speakers. They've already made the commitment.
We gotta throw her in the chat.
Oh, great. Now I'm locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
There's a few ways to get into Fight Club.
You got to not talk about Fight Club.
Well,
That's rule number 1.
I didn't talk about it.
No, this Fight Club's different.
This is like that you can take the Meg, you can go camping, but I can't go camp anyway. I feel
You can't bring the laces.
I don't get this game. I don't get now it's even more intimidating because now I'm like the only one with the mic and I don't understand the game. like, everyone's like, say it. And I'm like, I don't know what to say. But
If you don't know the rules of the game, you don't even know if people are playing the game properly.
it's
So
true.
At the end of the day, you don't even have. Well, first off, who gives a fuck what they think, Megan?
Wow. My whole government name.
I mean,
like, God damn. What?
you're doing great.
Megan,
I'm just sitting here.
ma'am.
Yeah. This is a great stream. But
Not bad.
no, I guess I'll talk about you a little bit.
You should. Who's the best?
Yeah. But no, actually, despite everything though, like all the bullshit that's been going on and all the stress, Zach's been, I mean, as always though, my safe space, like my constant, but our relationship has been better than it's ever been. Like our communication, the love we have for each other, just like showing up, the support, it's all, I don't know what, like we've always been good, but it just like, it's leveled up. And so that's been really nice, like having that through all of the extra shit. But he could probably like, you know, wipe a counter down or something sometimes. But other than that, yeah, literally though. No, earlier that does it only see he's full of shit though because that's only sometimes when it's like it's if Zach feels like rage cleaning, that's when he rage cleans. Because I came out earlier.
Try to put on Latin music and make him mad.
That's a good yeah.
Why would Latin music make him mad?
You never cleaned during Spanish music? You're angry as fuck cleaning fucking. Let's do this shit.
Getting it.
Bro, yeah, like any kind of Spanish music, you're.
Yeah.
I'm so violent.
Well, it's because we're all mad as fuck that we procrastinated on cleaning. So now we're rage cleaning because we're mad at ourselves because we didn't clean earlier.
A hell cycle.
Expectation shit, honestly.
Yep, see? Expectations.
Yeah, and I'm mad at everybody else for not having done it.
Yep. But no, like earlier I came out and I'm in like the week before my period, it's preluteal. I always get fucking psychotic. And so I was completely fine. We were laughing in the bedroom and then 5 minutes later I come out of the bedroom and I'm like, what the fuck? And I don't know where it comes from. It just happens. But like we're all on the same page. We know it happens. We all just go with it now. But I came out and I said something to him. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I said something. And then he gets the other side of Zach. Huh? I couldn't turn the light on. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, see, I don't even remember. And but the other side of Zach, he gets the, you know, you don't have to yell at me. You know, like, you don't. I'm just like you could just tell me. And then I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, no, but yeah, no, everything. He's pretty cool. You're my best friend, I guess. But that's all I got.
Oh, that's all you got. That was brilliant.
That's all I got. That's all I got. No, I told Zach, I was like, I should get up there, and like his expectations, and I come up here and I just be like, that's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker, and then drop the mic.
I love that. That's where you went. Like that. Like that's the thing you were gonna say. That was like your big, brilliant mic drop moment. Like.
I was like, that's so cool. So good.
Didn't he say back the fuck up before you get smacked the fuck up? I think he said back the fuck up before you get smacked. Did she? In my Mandela effect or Mandela, whatever effect it is, it was back the fuck up. Yeah, I thought he said. You're really making me uncomfortable. I don't know what you're doing. Look, you can. I'm just saying, in my world, it was back the fuck up. That I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's right. Just in my world, it was. So like, it's not an argument, fam. All right, it's okay. We're okay. Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to stir a conflict. That's true. It's true. So did you find it? You're looking? Okay. Well, huh? Right. Yeah, so then never mind. All right, sorry. So now our regular speakers are all done. So, is there anyone else in the room that has a thing or two they want to say? That wasn't accusatory. Dude, you might as well have just said her name. Shit. Whoa! Why are we fucking fat motherfuckers bitches? This is insane. What a wild night. I didn't realize my Saturdays were going to get this crazy. So, oh. That doesn't make fucking sense, bro. He's a rapper, a rhymer, a rhyme sayer, a wordsmith. Why would he say it so Philly-like and not fluid and not smooth? God damn it. I knew you were both wrong, but I was trying to be humble. Humble. He was like, it was in my motherfucking rotation too, son. I'm just saying. I grew up around that shit. That shit was on MTV when I was younger. I remember when it had came out. Shoot. He probably did. Well, yeah. There's a lot of bad things that happen in this world. All right, so if you were one of the people that didn't speak and you feel like you might have wanted to speak, now we just bought you some more time. But if you wanted to speak, because, like, we don't have to. I mean, you don't have to. No, you don't have to. Because so, like, all right. So, I want to give an introduction, yes. Because, so part of the reason why I really want you to speak right now is because we did some really cool shit at the workshop together, and that's how we met. And I got to witness you, like, really, like, start to get comfortable with using your fucking voice. And it was one of the most beautiful fucking things just to watch somebody, like, step into that. And I was honored to be a part of it. and so I like getting to watch you use your voice. So, Mika Joy.
I have a cold right now. What do y'all expect me to say? Fuck you. Sorry. Really, that's it. My
I love you. I fucking love you, dude. That was so good. So yeah, that was amazing. That was perfect. So yeah, any more?
I do want to bring some wisdom from my father. I think
Do you want to come on up here and do that, or do that? Okay. Okay, holler.
I think when Dava was talking, it came to me. But when it came to expectations, my dad always said, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And I think that's how you keep shit balanced.
I feel you on that.
Prepare for the worst, you
Yeah.
can't be fucking let down. But if you hope for the best,
That's it.
and it happens, then you're on top of the world.
And now you're prepared.
And it's fucking balanced.
I have more to say.
Go ahead, party time.
All right, so it's funny because I came up here and I was like, oh my God, I always expect so high things out of everybody and everything and blah, blah, blah. But that's really not true because especially when we meet new people and especially when it's like people are like, or especially like when Robbie's like, oh no, like I trust these people. They're great. They're awesome. I have the lowest possible expectation of them. And I'm like, nope. I expect bad. I expect bad. I expect bad. But then sometimes I'm thoroughly surprised with people. I'm right most of the time. But especially the people who come here, I was wrong about. And yeah. That's kind of it. I don't know. It sounded better in my head when I was sitting there and I was like, fuck yeah, I got this. I expected that I had it. And, you know, it was a little there. You can bring daddy, but you can't bring dad.
You can bring mommy, but you can't bring mom. You could bring Lucille, but you can't bring Lucy. You can bring Lucille. I know how to spell better than you know how to spell, bro. Little known secret about me, one of my passions is spelling. I love spelling. It's weird. Okay, so going once, going twice, going 3 times, more talking, no more talking. All right. Do you want the little people in here? Go get the little people. You can bring little but not people. It's true. It's true. The storytelling group at school. Yeah. So this is a call to all humans. We have a child room in the back, so all the children go back there and be children, and then they get the opportunity to come speak. So bring your children, kids, as long as they can be well behaved and be friends with other kids. Is that my Zen man? Hi. You want to say hi to everybody?
Yeah.
Say hi.
Hi.
Tell everybody your name.
Me is them.
Zen. Yeah. So, we have a little person that wants to speak? We have 2 little persons. Is it Cora and Amelia? All right. Miss Cora Talley, everyone. Chad and Megan Talley's only and most prized daughter.
Hi.
And Amelia, too. You know, they're
I'm going to go after, but I'm here for
You go after, sit together, whatever you want to do. Make it a little bit.
So, responsibility means to me is when, like, when you're supposed to, like, do chores and all that. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Sorry, I got confused with the thing that we have at school. Sorry. Expectations, I meant. Okay. Sorry. I forget a lot. Not right now. Not right now. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so the words, just checking, words expectation, right? Okay. So, to be honest, to me, I don't like I don't have my shoes on fully because it takes about an hour to get these things on. Okay, but expectations, you don't have to follow everybody's expectations, because when you keep following everybody's expectations the exact way they want it, then you're going to end up being a follower, not someone who can do things by themselves, can make their own decisions sometimes. Well, that's for some people, obviously, but I truly think that expectations are sometimes overrated. So, like, it depends on which situation you're in. So, like, of course, you're expected to listen at school and follow the rules at school. And specifically for my school, it applies to all grades. I still think that it's a little ridiculous, because how are you supposed to expect a one-year first grader to follow every single expectation? Because a kid's obviously not going to follow that. I still don't follow that. So I don't think expectations should apply to everyone. Like, yes, you need expectations for certain reasons so you can keep everything in check and in line, you know? Like, you are expected as a parent to take care of your child and care for them and love them, because it's not just mandatory. It's something that someone does expect from themselves. It's not something that other people are just expecting from them. It's something that they should expect from themselves, not other people. It should be them. I used to be really, like, nervous not to follow someone else's expectations. Like, I used to be really bad in school. Like, I would hurt other people in school. And I wasn't doing the best emotionally. And so back then, I didn't like following the expectations of everyone, because I felt like it put more pressure on me. But now I feel like it's just, you know, it's whatever floats my boat. If I decide that I'm going to work hard, I'm going to get good grades, then I'm going to get good grades. I'm going to work hard to do that because I want to do that. But if I just feel down, sometimes people do expect you to just, oh, well, lift yourself back up, brush yourself off, and keep going, when it's not always that easy. of course, life's going to kick you again and again and again. Just the way the world works. But but oh, now I'm tongue twisted. Okay, so yeah, I got this. But I don't have any problem against expectations. I just don't like them because when you think other people are counting on you, it puts a lot of pressure on you, and no kid should feel that pressure. No adult should feel that much pressure under them just because a bunch of people have different expectations for them. They should follow their own expectations. Like, of course, you got to follow the law because, you got to follow the law. But when you follow your own expectations, you realize that you're more happier. You find that you don't care what other people think because who cares what other people think? You're not supposed to care what other people think. And as more as you care about your own expectations, the more you can pursue your dreams. The more you can pursue your dreams, the more you can be happy. The more you can be happy, the more you can be yourself. And that's one of the most important things in your life, to be yourself. Don't worry about what other people say. Don't worry about what they care about. Well, to a certain extent, care about what they want you to do. You're supposed to care about what you want to do, especially when it comes to your own feelings, when it comes to you and your mental health. You need to follow your own expectations sometimes so you can find your own way out of the darkness instead of sitting there in the dark under a bunch of pressure by a bunch of people to do your best and do all of this when you just need a break. And everybody's going to need a break sometimes. Like a runner. You can't just run forever. You got to stop. Take a breather. Maybe get some water. Sit down. Relax. Stretch, So that's what I think of expectations. Cora?
Okay. So expectations to me is like So my dad expects me to do a lot of things like my chores, my homework, and all of that. Okay.
Yeah, I understand myself. You're good. You're great.
Amelia's in Storyteller Club, and she
Yeah.
asked Cora and bugged Cora to ask me what the next subject was going to be.
I did that one time. I did that one time, to be very honest. I have been making my own book where I do like a certain topic or like about my day, and I use my mom's washi tapes and I do everything, But yeah, that's why I wanted to know the topic. I wasn't trying to bother y'all. Cause I wanted to know. And plus, I was bored. Okay, it's boring on the weekends, especially you got no siblings to bug you. The only thing that bugs you is your mom calling you 24/7 to do chores, to ask you to pick up her phone because it's all the way across the house somehow when it's really just next to her. And she always does that as soon as I'm done with my soccer games for a bunch of soccer games. I'm sore and I don't want to move. And she's like, Amelia, do this, Amelia, do that. And I'm like, I'm broken. Yes. Yep. They just love to do that.
Cora and Amelia, everyone.
All right, what do you want to say about expectation?
expected him first.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep going. What else about expectation? Did you expect to wrestle an alligator? Yeah. Yeah. Did you expect to go swimming with sharks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it fun?
Yeah.
Was it more fun than you expected?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah.
What else?
You do that there.
You like alligators?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will do that there.
You wrestled an alligator?
Yeah.
Wow.
Then my turn.
It was your turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah.
What else?
Yes. Me pet the capybara.
You pet the capybaras?
Yeah.
Yeah. What,
So many capybaras.
what did you expect the capybaras to feel like?
Pace.
Okay.
Eat the pace.
They got spikes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Me the baby that is short.
Yeah, the baby alligator?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was cute, huh?
Yeah. With the pointy nose.
He's got, he has a short, round nose because he's an alligator.
Yeah.
Crocodiles are long and pointy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
If he knows.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yep.
Yeah. What else?
That's it. At home.
Yeah, he's in his home.
Yeah.
Is that where you expect him to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He do on the ladder then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Yep.
What else? Did you expect all these people to be watching you talk?
Yeah.
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 Are you the coolest?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yep.
What else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else.
There?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else.
Something else?
Yeah.
Okay, what else? What do you want to talk about?
About people and animals.
People and animals?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite animal?
Capybaras.
A capybara?
So many capybaras.
So many capybaras?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite
So,
dinosaur?
turtles.
Triceratops?
Yeah.
What animal looks like a triceratops?
Rhino.
A rhino? Yeah, good job. Okay, is there anything else you want to say about the word expectation?
Yeah.
What else? What else do you want to talk about?
Animals.
Animals?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you expect from animals? Are we all done?
No.
Okay. I don't know when to end this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now the delicate balance of taking the microphone away from a toddler.
Tell everybody thank you.
Thank you. You want to talk?
He's not his father's child. Your child, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, for real. Oh, he wants to do it on his own too.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, what else are we gonna talk about? Animals.
Okay,
Yeah.
why don't we ask if there's anyone else that wants to say anything?
Yeah, ask if there's anyone else who wants to talk.
Is there any more little people that want to talk?
Yeah.
Ask.
Ask in the microphone.
Damn, he is his father's kid.
Say, does
Sucker!
anyone else want to talk?
Anyone talk? We said it.
You said it?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so you want to help me end this tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're going to say thank you, everyone.
Teacher, everyone.
We appreciate you for coming to the Human Narrative.
Teacher, Helen.
Ex-
All right. Say thank you, everyone,
Teacher, everyone.
for coming to the Human Narrative.
Hey, area.
I don't know how else you end it. What else do you say?
Animals.
Say next time, everyone bring an animal.
Animal, big animal.
So the one thing we didn't talk about, the Patreon on Human Narrative Patreon, check that out. And yeah, I don't think we have any other pressing issues to discuss. It is Zen's turn.
What's the YouTube channel?
What do you do, channel?
The Rad Movement.
What?
Yes. So tune into it. The Rad Movement is the YouTube channel where you can find a catalog of these. And yeah, thank you everyone for coming out. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Zen, Cora, Amelia, everyone else who spoke. And I appreciate you all. Let's share it.
Said it.
Yes, share it.
Say I love you all.
Hello.
Say thank you for tuning in. Good night.
Tonight.
All right.
Good job.
That's it. It's over. Hit them lights on, David. That black light switch.